fellow adventurers, we are here again for another adventure. So I am thinking of what kind of doll gown we are going to try to make today. Yes, so as you know, I like to sew doll gowns but by hand because I'm not familiar of the sewing machine. So I don't know how to sew using the sewing machine. So we'll just try our best to make a doll gown by hand. Now, I'm thinking of something fashion royalty inspired. So here we have the fabulous Agnes Von Weiss. So she is one of Integrity Toys one of the most favored dolls, and she is really looking very beautiful with this doll gown. Now we'll try to make a doll gown inspired of this, so hopefully cross your fingers. Let's make sure that we're going to make something somewhat similarly, maybe a little bit beautiful. Okay, so somehow beautiful, just like the original. So anyway, let's do it yourself. Let's go. So here we have our materials for the gown we are planning to make, and we're going to use this one. This is an old skirt, yes, from a Barbie gown. Yes, so it so happened that this skirt actually has the design that we need for our FR gown inspiration, right? So anyway, I'll be using this Gina Earth because this one is could be easily folded. So the gown itself, if you try to look at the picture again, has a lot of meticulous folding that we may actually use, right? So we'll try to do what we can with our materials. So come with me. Let's go! So here we have the patterns for our tube dress. Okay, if you've seen the pattern, so this will be the inner part of the gown. So this is the front, and then for the side and the back here. So we're going to just make it very simple. Now for this cloth that I showed you earlier, I think I will be making this the stockings, yes, because the gown actually has very glittery stockings, so we shouldn't forget that. Now if we're going to use it as a stocking, for the stockings, we're going to use these for the dress. Now it's like a mesh cloth, yes, but I'm not really sure. And nonetheless, we'll be adding up some silver sequins so that it will be glittery. After all, okay, we are going to reinvent, reimagine the gown, okay, depending on our creativity, imagination, and our budget. So anyway, let's start making this, okay, our first part. So let's go. So here we have, okay, the lining for the top of the tube dress. So I had to sew it by hand because it is really difficult to get the foldings of the cloth. Yes, so that's it. At least we'll try to make it flat when we put it on the tube dress, right? So anyway, that's it. What is important that it's going to look neat and clean once we place it there. So let's continue. So here we have, we're almost finished with the tube dress, yes, and then as you can see, I really had difficulty sewing the foldings. because I had to make it look nice. So I think one of the reasons why this gown is expensive if you buy it alone, okay, separate from the doll, is that because the craftsmanship really takes time. Yes, it's really difficult to be folding the cloth. I'm very lucky I'm using the Gina Earth, but if it's a different cloth, it will really take a lot of effort to make sure that it stays folded. Yeah, so for me, as you can see, I use the what do you call this, invisible sewing. So anyway, I had to do that to make sure that it's going to be intact. Now I'll be using the automatic to just make sure that it's all plastered, okay, properly fitting for the body of our FR doll. Now in this part, I think I will be cutting this and then adjusting it to the shoulder. Yes, because the shoulder blade, it really depends, okay, because I really don't like to let my doll show a lot of skin, especially the upper part of the body. So we're just going to make adjustments, okay. After all, she could be modest while being elegant. So nonetheless, let us finish sewing the two automatics here, 1, 2. Yes, so that we can already put the last piece, and that would be the very beautiful folded gown. No, folded skirt. Okay. So anyway, let's go. Let's finish this gown. So here we have the tube dress, yes, and then the upper part of the dress here. So okay, if you can see, I had to really make that fold here, so like that. Yes, okay. So I have to remind you, I am not an expert in dressmaking. We are just making our DIY. Yes, so there's a little bit of a space here, but we're going to fix it later on. So it's going to look like this, right? If you look at the picture again, so that's the slanting part. Yes, so there. Now I think we're missing the stockings. So okay, so for now, let's try to make the stockings so that it will look elegant on her. Yes, so let's go. Now we have our stockings. As you can see, the detail of this cloth is really amazing. So that is why, rather than making this part of the blouse or the tube dress, I decided to make this as a stocking. So once again, we are not experts in making the stockings, and that the cloth is not cut for stocking, so we had to make some adjustments. Yes, at least what is important is that the front view and the side view looks nice. The back view, okay, I had to sew it carefully by hand because this mesh, is it a mesh kind of cloth? It's really very sensitive. So if I'm not careful, I might tear it apart. Yes. So anyway, so let's find out if it will look good with the tube dress. Okay. So here we have the stockings with the tube dress, and she is looking beautiful. Yes. Somehow, okay, the design of the tube dress is doing really very well. So as you can see, we copied how it is folded. Don't mind this part because the cloth I'm using are already pieces of cloth, so they're not really having the right cut before. So anyway, here we have it. So our main goal now, or our next goal, is to put the legendary skirt. Yeah, so looking back at the design that we are trying to be inspired of, so we need to fold this cloth this way, going there. Yes, to make it look beautiful, right? So let's go. We need to first iron this out, and then we're good to go. So, ito po, tapos na po natin ang ating DIY or one-of-a-kind gown that is inspired by the fashion royalty Agnes. Yes. So, sa nakikita nyo po, I had to really fold it the best way possible. Kasi po, just like what I've mentioned earlier, iba po yung tela na ginamit natin. So, Gina Earth po. Hindi katulad ng original doll, of course. Original yun eh. Diba? So, this one is just inspired. Meaning to say, we decided to make somehow a similarity, okay, to the gown para naman meron din ang ating doll. Right? Nang ganung gown. Somehow. Actually, feel ko masyadong maigsi yung gown ko. Nakat ko na maigsi. But anyway, we'll try to, okay, find out kung okay na ang itsura niya. Okay? So, let's go!